I have not hid my frustrations regarding Marvel post Avengers Endgame. It's something I talk about almost every time I review a piece of Marvel content. So it's inevitable that I'm kind of going to have to talk a little bit about it again as I discuss season 2 of Loki, a show that, yes, I know it came out 3 years ago. And yes, I'm finally getting caught up and I'm going to review it. So let's talk about season 2 of Loki. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on the red subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. Okay, season 1 of Loki came out in, I think, 2021. Season 2 came out in 2023. This is prior to Jonathan Majors getting into some off-camera IRL trouble, particularly regarding domestic violence. He was then yanked from the MCU and replaced by Doctor Doom, which means we are now getting Doomsday, which is just a few short months away at this time. So I am playing catch up on all of the shows that I have to watch to be prepared to know everything that I need to know about Doomsday. My frustration with Marvel has been that over the course of everything after Avengers Endgame, as I say once again, I think has been largely garbage. There have been some great moments. I loved Deadpool and Wolverine. I really liked Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was very like Sam Raimi and kind of perfect for what he was trying to do. I understand why people didn't like it as well. The ending was a little bit weird and a hit or miss for most people. And the shows, I just think, have largely been mediocre. I just don't have any other way to describe them. The movies are very like focused and they all push their own individual stories while forwarding these like the MCU as a whole. And the movies have done a great job of that since day one. There have been misses, much more of them recently, complete trash like the Marvels. And as a result, things just haven't proceeded as I feel like they've needed to. And while season 1 of Loki was good, I don't remember much of anything about it because I don't feel like it contributed too much. The challenge when you kill off a very significant character, which they did with Loki in Avengers Infinity War, is that now that character is gone. So they used the Tesseract scene where he collects the Tesseract and then disappears in Avengers Endgame to now make this show. And this is a continuation of the first season. What I heard from a lot of people, from a multitude of individuals, was that, hey, you really got to watch Loki season 2 to get caught up for Doomsday. Now, granted, this was pre-Jonathan Majors crap, so there's still like a lot of questions about what the multiverse looks like after Kang's departure from all of this. I don't really know how they're going to switch from that character to Doomsday. I'm assuming some of the additional 4 or 5 minutes that will come with the Endgame re-release might help kind of like tell that story before we get to Doomsday, but we shall see. So here's what I liked about Loki season 2. This show looks fantastic. It has this kind of like 90s film grain. I'd say really like anything pre-2000 CG or pre-digital film filter, and it looks awesome. Not only does that look awesome, but the set design here is fantastic. It's very like period piece era specific, and it all works. The show looks awesome. This is one of the best looking just anythings that Marvel has done since the MCU started in the late 2000s, and I really think this is a fantastic looking show. Tom Hiddleston is the definitive character here. He's great. You just can't picture anybody else playing Loki. I thought he was fantastic in the first Thor and was really good in everything after that. I actually think his performance in the first Thor is the best thing he's done at all. And he continues to be very good here. Owen Wilson is just rock solid. I really think this is a great looking and performed show. I think the script and the story is pretty hit or miss. The first 4 episodes, and this is probably my biggest critique of the show, I'd say the first 4, maybe even 5 episodes, there's a lot of characters standing around talking about something that they must do. And it's like character A is trying to talk character B into going along with their idea, because really bad things will happen if they don't. And then character B is like, no, I can't for reasons. And then there's like a lot of time skipping and time jumping. And then there's repeat. Like repeat, repeat, repeat. Hey, this thing is really important. We need to do it. And then there's just like 10 minutes of dialogue where nothing gets resolved. And then that just kind of seems to be most of the show. Things do pick up quite a bit at the end. Loki has his huge moment that wraps up season 2. And I think should just wrap up this show as a whole. But the challenge is, again, to get up to that point, it just feels like a series of missed opportunities. And I really do love movies and shows that are heavily dependent on dialogue, and it's mostly just people talking to each other. That thing is kind of my bag, but it just doesn't seem to work here. There's just so much meandering and nothing really gets done or solved. And I think that is a challenge with season 2 of Loki. It wraps up really well. I think he gets his big moment to shine at the end. Again, the show looks fantastic, but I think the overall story is just kind of middling. There's not really an antagonist, which is kind of a problem. Kang is present as He Who Remains, and he's like throughout the show in various like, there's different like versions of the character that play into the whole multiverse thing, but I just never felt like he was a threat in any way whatsoever. There is a major threat to the multiverse in here and to the TVA, but it's not a character. So yeah, that's what I think of season 2 of Loki. I do think it's good. I certainly don't think it's great. I think the ending is really good, but apart from that, I was low-key kind of bored. See what I did there? Thank you for watching this review, and I'll see you next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern.